Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk about what is temptation. Matthew 26:39 through 41. Everyone experiences temptation. No matter how mature in your faith you are or how long you've followed Christ. You have been tempted in one way or another. Sometimes this seems like a faint whisper in your mind, or other times it's an unbearable shout. You know what temptation feels like, but if someone asked you, could you define it? In of itself, temptation is not a sin. It's simply the existence to take God-given desires beyond God-given boundaries. Sin occurs when we give in to that allurement. Many people, however, refuse to believe that temptation could even remotely be related to a desire God intended for us to experience. But think about it. In what ways are you most often tempted? In the area of material possessions, companionship, food. These are all things that God planned as blessings for His people. The problem comes when we take those desires beyond the healthy limits. The Creator has set limits for your life, but He has also set them for you to enjoy. One of the enemy's top strategies is to distort a holy desire. Whenever you face temptation, ask God to remind you where the urge came from in the first place. Then pray for the strength not to be deceived or led astray from the simplicity or the purity of the devotion to Christ. 2 Corinthians 11:3. I think there's a big debate on this in a lot of churches as to the difference between desire and temptation. And there are things that God created for us to enjoy. It's whenever we take it to the extreme, or you take it beyond the boundaries of what God created it for. One example: sex before marriage, food to the extreme, a gluttony, materialistic things. You know, I understand if you have money, you want a new car. Do you need a car that is $50,000? Is it out of your financial means? House. Do you need the $300,000 house, or could you settle for a $150,000 house? You know, it's, my grandpa used to say, do you want it or do you need it? And I know sometimes God blesses us financially, but just because He blesses you financially, do you have to spend it on something that is unnecessary? I shop at thrift stores, Goodwills, secondhand, but that's where I get my name brand stuff. And a couple of my friends are like, when somebody compliments me on something, I say, thank you, I got it at the Goodwill, or thank you, I got it at secondhand. And before that was popular, a couple of my friends would say, why do you tell them that? I tell them that because I didn't want people to think that I spent my money lavishly, or that I didn't want people to think that they couldn't go to those places and find something like I found. And my kids, once they hit high school, they wanted the name brand stuff that the rest of the kids were wearing. And I said, I can get you those things, but we're not going to Abercrombie. We're not going to American Eagle. You're not going to have the latest, greatest, but I can get you those name brands. And my son was so funny because he said, just don't tell me. Well, he knew where I shopped. Just buy it, Mom, and put it in my closet. Okay. My daughter was the opposite. She loved shopping at those places because somebody from school couldn't go there and buy the exact same thing and come to school looking like her. She had trendy things. She looked very stylish, but they were one of a kind. Bless her heart, she had a homecoming dress that was $8. I think she had a prom dress that was $8 or $9. Gorgeous. And she knew that I couldn't afford to buy her new. And she's still that way today. And her daughter's the same. I think Shein is one of her favorites that she shops from. So we don't have to have the top of the line. And I'm so thankful that my kids, because of the situation that we were in, was very understanding. We shopped at Aldi before Aldi was popular. We shopped at the dollar store before the dollar store was popular. Those were like our secret places that we got things that nobody knew about. But God will make a way when there's not a way. You just have to communicate, pray, and be in a relationship with Him like you are with a regular person, because He knows your heart. Have a great rest of your day.